What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, man. I am back. You guys already know what time it is, man. I was on vacation, somewhat of a vacation. Like I said in the past, and I'm going to tell you guys, man, today, me and the wife were jet set. We just get up and we boogie. You feel me? That's one of the blessings that came about with my full-time online coaching. What I do today, you know what I mean? I'm a retired truck driver. I, have over 20 years of driving experience, I should say, you know what I mean? Off and on, you know what I mean? Because I did take vacations going back and forth to the joint. If you want to look at it that way. That's the way I used to look at it back in the day. But anyways, people, couple people been speaking in my comments about Dubs, Mr. Dubs being the dictator of my program. So I need to address that, briefly. I'll elaborate a little bit on that and, tell you what role Mr. Dubs plays in my world. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, before I go and do that, though, I got to give a shout out to all of my channel members, my subscribers, my followers, every last person that's been interacting with my channel. If it weren't for you guys, man, I wouldn't be where I'm at today as far as the algorithm. And like I've said in the past, my channel, it's about fitness, but it ends in a twist. And I had to put this out there, just to clarify it with the new subscribers. So if you guys ever have a topic that you want to touch on, whether it be nutrition or fitness or war stories, hey, leave it down there in the comments. That's what I do, but I always start off speaking a little bit about nutrition at the beginning. And if you value the information that I put out there for you, and if it touches home, then you could reach out to me on Instagram. As a matter of fact, you can check out my Instagram. I have over 2 years of material there, proving that I am a full-time online fitness coach. I have testimonials. I have testimonials from team members. I have testimonials from non-team members, civilians, just people that I've reached out to me and I've given them, some free tips and, they've gotten results, So yeah, just go check it out. My Instagram is high_power_fitness. high_power_fitness_. Okay, that's one way you could reach out to me, or you could reach out to me through my email. Email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com, man. I'll get back to you and get you started on becoming that best version of yourself, because that's what I do, man. I enjoy helping people change their lives. I love to show people that you could break them limited beliefs. And I'm a living example. You know what I mean? For those of you that are familiar with my background, and I've told my story time after time, you know what I mean? And I went from, homeless to being messed up on drugs, going to prison more than once. I believe I have like 3 numbers underneath my belt. You know what I mean? I've started doing time, late 80s, no, early 90s, is when I started doing my time, and, I did what I had to do, because I made poor decisions in life, and it's brought me to where I'm at today, man. So if you want to get started on your fitness journey, shoot me a DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. Before I go and elaborate a little bit about what I said I was going to speak about with Dubs, I'm going to break down briefly what insulin is, okay? And the reason is because I have a lot of guys that reach out to me that are diabetic. They're insulin resistant. They want to know if they could reverse it, if it's fixable, is it correctable? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Depending how severe you've gotten it, you know what I mean? Because, some people just tend to ignore stuff and try to cover it up with other things, and all you're doing is by, trying to erase the pain that you're going through, the suffering, you know what I mean? Once you come off of whatever you're putting into your body, it's back to reality, baby, you know what I mean? It's there. But anyways, people, so I wanted to touch just slightly on this. It's insulin, and then tomorrow I could get into further detail of it if you'd like me to. You know, because I'm still a little tired because, like I said, I had a long little, I don't know, I guess you could say a little 5-day rendezvous. Me and the wife, you know, went out and did our thing. Went from, you know, from Vegas to up north, baby. You know what I mean? I got to show love to all my gente, man. I don't care where you guys come from, like I said. And like I said in the past, too, man, if you guys ever catch me and you're following my story and I'm out there in your neighborhood, hey, shoot me a DM, man. I'll pull up. You know what I mean? I love meeting my followers and my subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, people, I'm going to elaborate real quick about insulin, okay? So insulin, man, insulin is a hormone that helps your body use glucose for energy. When you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into glucose, okay? So insulin then helps the glucose get into your cells where it can be used for energy or stored for later use, okay? So that's a quick little breakdown of what insulin does. And keep in mind, people, if you run a ketogenic diet, it will help to improve your insulin spikes, people. So if you want to hear more on this subject, let me know. Let me know down in the comments, okay? Because I will elaborate on it. And yeah, we could go into further detail on it, and I could help you, you know, correct your problem with your insulin, you know, because some of us, we just put it off to the side, and sooner or later you're going to become insulin resistant. And with the insulin resistance, long and behold, there you are, you're diabetic, you know. And then when you start neglecting that, you know, you get severely into diabetes, and that's when they start removing limbs, you know what I'm saying? And from my experience, from what I've seen, that's not a good thing. I know an individual right here on social media that's very well known on social media. Much love and respect to you, my boy. You already know who it is. I reached out to him because it was brought to my attention of his condition of diabetes, and you know they had to remove a body part from him. You know, when he's ready to sign up with me, he knows that I got him. You know what I mean? I got him to the fullest. You know what I mean? But you know, sometimes it takes a little bit more than just a simple little limb to be removed for it to catch your attention, you know what I mean? I guess, you know, where we come from, we're stubborn, you know what I'm saying? But anyways. Yeah, so with that being said, people, I'm going to move on to the supposed dictator of my program, which it's obvious who these people that are saying this are: the trolls and the funny bunnies, the ones that hate on these two individuals. These you guys got to quit this stuff already. I find it comical, man. You guys act like these individuals that, I mean, you speak on them for one, right? I know them through social media. I don't know them personally, you know what I mean? From what I see, they're good people, good gente, you know what I mean? I'm very well of one individual, you know, he was in bad standings with his faction. That has nothing to do with the people down here where I come from. That's none of our business. You know what I mean? I don't get involved with that. The other individual was supposedly no good as well either, and giving people up. That's here nor there. Could you imagine if I listened to everything that's put out here, man? This shit would drive me nuts. And the people that are putting it out here, I mean, if you feel very strongly about these individuals, then go take action. You know what I mean? Don't be over here bumping your gums and, you know, selling wolf tickets and trying to put it on somebody else. What are you looking for? Moral support from an individual that actually lived that life? I ain't gonna co-sign none of this shit that goes on here on social media, man. Most of the stuff is for the birds, man. You know, when I come on here, I keep it respectful. I don't identify as something that I'm not. You know, I'm out here in the real world, you know, putting up for my family, going to the ground and pound day in, day out. Yes, I did ramble on. I know I was supposed to talk about Mr. Dubs being the dictator of my program, but this is what this individual does, man. I ramble on. So anyways, people got at me and said, yeah, Dubs is going to be the dictator of my yarda. How do you figure? Dubs is his own man, and I am my own man. I don't follow anybody's lead here. I do my thing. Because trust and believe, if I wanted to be in this for the views and the clicks and all that, I have so much stuff that I could talk about. I could bust bubbles and poop covers, and that shit would skyrocket my channel. But do I? No. Why? Because that's not the way this individual gets down, man. You know what I mean? Some stuff is, a lot of this stuff that's on social media shouldn't be on social media. But people like to air out their animosities towards other people, you know what I mean? Trying to smut people up, this and that. What are you going to do when you come across the individual one day that you're trying to put a jacket on? You're going to sit there and pee on yourself and say, hey, no, it was only for clicks and views. You know how it is, how we get down here on social media. That just make you look, it will make you look so soft and weak, man. But anyways, people, yeah, so Mr. Dubs, he's a very influential person here on social media. He has a very strong audience. He has very strong supporters. A lot of his supporters, they support me as well. You guys may say, oh, yeah, I'm a such and such, this and that. You know, at the end of the day, what you say about me doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep doing me. And I'm not running paperwork on nobody. Are you fucking kidding me? Once again, I'm going to remind you guys, okay? I'm going to give you a clear example that even the lamest of lames should be able to understand this. But then you got to keep in mind, there's some people on here, and there's, man, I feel like throwing you guys under the bus, put your title out there and all that, but I'm not going to. You know, hey, you can't fix dumb. You know what I mean? I feel bad for you, man. You guys try to twist it up, and it is what it is, you know what I mean? But I'm going to give you guys an example, man. Walmart. We all know what Walmart is. We're all familiar the way that fucking place gets down. You're in the 15 item or less line, okay? The vieja is right there with about 50 items. So you're like, damn, man, she doesn't understand 15 items, but we're all guilty of it. So we don't say anything, right? There's certain individuals that will act like they've never done it before. I'm guilty of it all the time. Shit, I don't count my items. I pull up and I'm gone, baby, if I can, you know what I mean? But sometimes you run into them people that got way more than you. So anyways, while you're sitting there waiting for this vieja to finish doing her thing, you start chopping it up with your neighbor, whoever it is behind you. Are you going to ask that character, hey, let me see your 120 AG? Hey, you've done time before. Where have you been? Where'd you parole from? Because I guarantee nowadays, you could look up any pinta and they're labeled as SNY Yards. And the reason is because the majority is SNY. So that's why it comes up when you look them up. I haven't looked personally, but one of my camaradas had brought that to my attention. That's the way it is nowadays. You know, when you looked it up on the internet, you know, I don't really care to verify that. Why? Because it doesn't pertain to the life that I live. You know what I mean? I'm out here in the real world, providing for my family, day in, day out, being a full-time online fitness coach, helping change people's lives. That's what I do, and that's what I enjoy, and this is my passion. You know what I mean? Yes, I come here on social media, on YouTube, and I use this for therapy. It's therapeutical for me, you know? And then my subscribers, you know, I've gained a relationship with a lot of them, you know, so I keep them entertained. So basically it becomes entertainment. Am I doing it for monetary purposes? No. But if YouTube wants to shoot me feria, I'm not going to turn it down. You'd be a damn fool not to, right? You know, like I said, my primary source of income is my online coaching. That's what I do on Instagram. Go check out my Instagram, people. Like I said, I got over 2 years of material. You know, I have a pretty decent amount of subscribers, followers over there, I should say. And that's where I generate my money from. You know what I mean? I've been doing it for a minute. It's High Power Fitness. High_power_fitness_. Go over there and follow me. You know what I mean? I'll follow you back. You know what I'm saying? I know people love doing that, follow for a follow and all that. I don't follow very many people. And it's just like right here on this YouTube world as well. I don't really view too many people's material out here. Because I'll subscribe to him to support him because that's what I do, to support the next man. You know what I mean? But as far as falling into that web of bullshit, because I've seen people, they change. You know what I mean? I've met people, they actually really believe they're movie stars. It's crazy, man. Like I said, if I wanted my channel to blow up, man, I could pull so many motherfuckers' covers, bust their bubbles. And the reason is because I'm out there mingling with everybody, and I'm everywhere. I don't discriminate. I'm not limited on where I go. I go to all areas. And when I'm in anybody's area, I show the love and respect. You know what I mean? I show them exactly what I would expect if they were in my barrio. You know, that's just the way I was raised. You know, so I'm not going to change for anybody. This is me. What you see is what you get, baby. You know what I mean? Especially those folks that met me in real person. The energy that I have is the energy that I give out in public. Same thing. You know what I mean? I'm not going to co-sign nothing. I'm not going to agree with you just because you think you're somebody. No. What is right, and what is wrong, baby. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, those Mexicas out here still doing that internet warrior shit. Take a look at that your neighbor near you. Shake his tree. I guarantee one of your neighbors has something bad on him. You know what I mean? Do your thing. You know what I mean? There's plenty of bed space for everybody. There's unlimited bed space behind the malls. Then you could go play in the reindeer games. That's where that shit counts, people. Not out here. What counts out here is putting up for your family, providing for your family, being the man or woman that you're supposed to be. Not over here on social media trying to bash the next person and trying to break their bag because you're envy of them. You know what I mean? Quit that shit, man. It's for fucking birds. You know what I mean? There's enough feria for everybody to be made. Man, the times have changed, because I remember growing up back when I was curb serving and shit. Not so much curb serving. I was a little bit at a different level than that. But hey, was nobody telling on one another. We used to give each other props. When we'd pull up to car shows, you know what I mean? We would give each other props for what we had. We weren't hating on that next man. Shit, if anything, we tapped in with them and we got better deals. That's just the way it was back in the day, you know what I mean? But times, like I said, times have changed, man. And as far as me, I'm away from all that stuff. I don't do that. I don't participate. I don't follow the lifestyle that I lived back there no more. I'm here in the free world, people. You know what I mean? So save all your negative comments. I mean, if you want to just keep on shooting them, do it, man. You know what I mean? It keeps me in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I do need to bring to your attention, and I did ramble on, and I'm done touching on Mr. Dubs, because Dubs isn't dictating nobody's program, especially mine. Come on now. You know, I got love for Mr. Dubs. He's doing his thing, man. He's the next lifer. He kind of reminds me of my nephew that just got out from doing 45 to life. Hey, nephew, if you're seeing this, which I know you are because you follow me and you subscribe to my channels, I love you to death. Nephew, I love you to death. You already know. I'll never put your name out there. You know. You already know. But anyways, yeah, so I have respect. I got love for Dubs. As far as me, I don't see nothing wrong with what he's doing. He ain't trying to dictate nobody's thing. He's running his own program, man. He has enough problems trying to battle with you guys, and you know, and I do view him when he's on his lives and when they're getting, you know, they're tossing that liquid back, you know. Hey, sometimes there's individuals that will push his buttons. And I'm saying this from a sober person's perspective. Why? Because I see what life really is. And that is the beauty about being sober. And I've been sober for what? Like 13 years now? It's a beautiful thing. It's a gift, man. Just being here above the ground and seeing life for what it really is. Life is beautiful, people. Don't knock it. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. Now, with that being said, people, you guys already know, man. Let's get this channel up to 10,000 subscribers. That way I can start doing lives and I'll interact with everybody, every last one of you guys. And just keep it cordial. You know what I mean? Keep it respectful. Because like I said, my moderators ain't going to tolerate bullshit. You know what I mean? There ain't gonna be no chiquiadas. You're gonna be removed. You know, because that's just the way it goes. You've been given warnings time after time, and we'll bring it up every now and then. So let's get it to 10,000 subscribers. Let's get it going. Let's start getting active. Hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all. And if you want to get started in your fitness journey and becoming that 10.5, shoot me that DM. High Power Fitness. High_power_fitness_. Go check out my Instagram. Like I said, I got over 2 years of material there. Got testimonials from team members, from non-team members. I have some basic meals that you could look into and start. You know what I mean? And yeah, or you could email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com, man, because there really ain't nothing to it but to do it, baby. You can't talk about it. You just got to be about it. If you want them motherfucking results, you got to put up. Put up or shut up. You feel me? Because that magic pill ain't going to work. Them magic pills come with side effects. And if you ever find one that works, let me know, man, because I would love to just kick it. Nah, not really. I enjoy working out. It's my lifestyle. Well, anyways, people, with that being said, get up and get yours.